Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios, it's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Thank you, Big Balls Pat. Look at that. We're back, bitches.
Hey, bitches, right off the top.
Yeah. No, I said that endearingly, though.
It's a love bitch.
That's one of those words that it can be insulting, or it could be a pat on the back, call you a bitch. What's up, bitch?
Girls do it to each other.
Long time no see, bitch. I mean, they call each other bad bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife don't do the B word at all.
Really?
No.
Nina will reference herself as a bitch.
Anna don't do the B word.
I don't say that.
Anna don't do the B word. She don't call herself one. She don't call nobody one.
I certainly understand. The word that has the most meanings in the world is, sorry to cuss early. We used to have like a 30-minute window where we couldn't cuss.
We used to do 10:30. You've broken that rule too many times.
Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten to 10:30.
No.
I'm just going to say it then. The term that has the most meanings in the world that can be used for anything is motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's colder than a motherfucker. It's hotter than a motherfucker. He's a cold motherfucker. Yeah, he's a motherfucker.
I hate that.
He's a bad motherfucker.
I hate that motherfucker. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can use mother-father in any form.
Yeah.
And which is why it's the most overused term in the world, because it's become like a crutch phrase.
Yeah.
It's like saying the, you know?
I didn't say it as much until I hung with you.
Really?
I wasn't a mother-father.
This is interesting.
You
because I don't think I say it that much.
You have some great influences on me,
yeah,
health-wise and other things, and just handling business.
Good to know.
But you also made me a cursor. But it's more good. The good far outweirs the bad.
Thank you, Rudy. I'm sorry, man. Look, and I so,
it ain't a bad thing. I'm a grown-ass man, dog.
Yeah, you know what happened to me? First of all, I curse too much. I do not cuss in front of. See, it's funny. I don't cuss in front of like my kids much. Even my grown kids, you don't hear me
really?
say. Yeah, I don't say fuck
Good.
in front of my kids. I think it's ugly. It's a gross word. These are my kids. I mean, have they heard me say it? Yes,
of course.
But I say you'll hear me say the F word more in one podcast than my children have ever heard me say ever.
But
they've heard it. Yeah, right. In their lives, they just don't do it. But yes, I guess I curse more than I'd like to think that I did. What happened was I worked for ESPN for 7 years, and you could even say "damn."
Hell.
Couldn't
say hell.
No, they didn't like it. You get called in if you said it
too
much.
Definitely couldn't say bitch.
No, couldn't say bitch. Couldn't say ass.
But you got to ticket, and you pushed the limits.
I did.
At iHeartMedia. You pushed the limits.
They let me get away with murder, and so I became a murderer. Even though in my heart I didn't feel like I was murdering people, but then you're like, oh my God, I've murdered 6 people this week.
Yeah,
I didn't think I was. I guess I am a murderer. I guess I do cuss like a sailor because I had like that Barry Switzer way of speaking on the ticket because I couldn't say fuck.
No,
but I said damn, hell, ass, piss, bitch, son of a bitch,
pizza,
and they let me get away with it. So they're the ones.
It's
Rudy.
their fault. Okay,
they
gotcha.
created a monster by letting me get away with murder. So what's up, bitches? That's my long way of saying that. Good morning, welcome in here. It is In the Building. It is episode 331 live. We ain't one of these. We ain't no poon nannies. We don't tape our show. It's live from the Texas Cheer Studios at Pub Sports Radio in Southtown. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. He let me do the intro today. It's all I asked. I used to do like a 5-minute montage to start my shows.
Yeah,
you know?
3.5.
And people would ask me, why do you do such a long opening? I'm like, because I have to kill 3 hours.
Solo.
Yeah, but we're just doing an hour now, ish, and so it's a quick one. It's a very, very quick one. So welcome in here. It is good to have everybody in here. Let me just start off today by saying me and Rudy are going to be out and about, pressing the flesh, kissing babies, drinking beer with the people. I'm not talking about the June 21st, which we are doing that. The live show will come down June 21st over at High Waves Event Center off of 1604 and I-90. This Sunday, Rudy and I are going to be out, all right? So this it came together this week, or else we would have promoted it earlier. But on Sunday, so if you're watching this live, it's a Thursday as we do this show. On this Sunday, so 3 days from now, at 6 p.m., Rudy J and I are going to do an edition of Instant Rewind, the other show that we do on Anthem TV, one of our broadcast partners. So exclusively on Anthem TV this Sunday at 6 o'clock, it's me and Rudy live from McFinnigan's Bar. My old buddies at McFinnigan's, one of my OG partners when I first broke off and got away from that damn iHeart and went off on my own. McFinnigan's were one of the first bars that stepped up, one of the first companies that stepped up and wanted to help me do my thing. And it's very cool and synergetic that Anthem TV now, McFinnigan's is a major player on Anthem TV. Mm-hmm. And so me and Rudy are going to be out there Sunday at 6 p.m. doing Instant Rewind live.
And y'all got no excuse because Monday's a holiday for everyone, including in the building.
Come on with it. Y'all come hang out. Oh, yeah, we're off Monday, right? I think we should be.
I hope so.
Are we really?
Yeah, we're off Monday. So. Yeah, no work Monday, Jose. We're good.
That's funny because in sports betting, there's obviously no days off, so I expected to have a show.
We're not sports bettors.
Well, you could have a show all you want. Rudy and I will not be here.
Fair enough.
That's right. So
throw it on our channel. We need the views.
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever you do, just post it on Love You Hard TV, too. Don't forget about everybody at Love You Hard. Sunday night, 6 o'clock. See, it's an early. It's 6 o'clock. And that show never lasts more than an hour. So,
if that.
Yeah, 6 to 6:45-ish. And then stick around, have a beer or two with us. Enjoy my time at McFinnigan's. Love those dudes over there, and have had some great times in the past. So it'll be cool to get back over there this Sunday night. Come hang out with me and Rudy at McFinnigan's.
Kenny, if you're not going, we don't give a shit where you're gonna be.
He's just trying to be polite.
Nah, I don't. No, that nothing.
But it doesn't necessitate you to tell us.
Yeah, get out.
Is that one of your pet peeves?
Yeah, like, oh, y'all, I wish.
I can't go. I got my kids got a thing. Yeah.
I'll be in Orlando. Good. Hope you get bit by an alligator.
All right, so Sunday night, if you're not getting bitten by alligators and you're not, you're not with your kid or you're not on the river, come hang out with us.
I hope you get a parasite, Kenny, from that still not moving river water.
Get the dengue fever.
Yeah. Oh, they looking for Bouquet, Mike. They want Bouquet's bets. It's been about a week. Maybe tomorrow, Bookie.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Let's do tomorrow.
I had a banger of a day yesterday. That's why.
Was a banger of a day. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I had a great day. I went like 5-0, 6-0 yesterday. It was great.
Good. Well, then I expect you to come up with
then
something.
You better be
awesome.
2-0 tomorrow.
That's right.
Mother father.
All right. Speaking of talking nasty.
We talking nasty?
Well, did you guys see? So we now have Seth Wickersham, who is getting ready to write a book on quarterbacks that he's mentioned. He's the one that mentions Caleb Williams not wanting to go to the Bears.
I don't blame Caleb.
So this dude, Seth Wickersham, he is making his way up the ranks as far as like NFL insider people go for Mickey. So he dropped this piece this morning giving us some intel, some behind-the-scenes intel amidst in the room where all 32 of the NFL owners debated the Tush push. Yesterday, it came down on our watch that they decided, well, they didn't get enough votes to ban the Tush push in Philadelphia. And so it fell 2 votes short. And so what happened is Seth Wickersham was in the room or had people who were. Did you see some of the shit that it got heated?
No.
These were some billionaires that were bitching at each other.
Well, first off, Eagles owner came in throwing haymakers, which I think when you get a bunch of dudes and everybody got a yacht, and everybody has a team, you don't get to stand up in front of the room and talk crazy to me. Whether I think you're making good points or not, you get a bunch of billionaires in the room and egos start flying, and the Eagles owner even went with a teenage boy wet dream reference, which Troy Vincent wasn't happy about because there's some women in there. But if the women want equality, you got to put up with the locker room talk.
All right. Wickersham. So Jeffrey Lurie is the owner of the Eagles, longtime owner.
Yeah.
Toward the end of a speech that lasted close to an hour.
His speech was that long?
Lurie made
stupid.
All this over one fucking play.
I would have kicked him in the balls. I would have told him to sit down.
So toward the end of a speech that lasted close to an hour, Lurie made an analogy, telling the room that regardless of whether the play was banned, it was a win-win for the Eagles, adding that it was, quote, like a wet dream for a teenage boy to create a play that was so successful that the only way for it to be stopped was for it to be banned by the league. And after Lurie finished speaking, Executive VP of Football Ops, Troy Vincent, chastised the Eagles owner for the wet dream comment, specifically for saying it in front of women. You think Jeffrey Leary gave a rat's ass about those women hearing him say that? No, absolutely not. They ran Jason Kelsey out there, the former Eagles center turned ESPN broadcaster.
Turn super duper podcaster.
Right, and they had him do a speech. Eagles assistant GM John Ferrari and former Eagles center Jason Kelsey, currently an analyst on ESPN, addressed the room after Lurie did. Kelsey said that he would return to the league and play again if he could run 60 tush pushes a game because it's unstoppable. Jerry Jones also stood up and talked for a while.
No, you kidding?
Yeah, I know.
Jerry
right?
had to get his shit off.
I ain't letting these.
You kidding me? Of course, Jerry had to get his shit off.
You talk about billionaires in a room. Jerry gets a hard on for stuff like this. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll tell you.
I bet your ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna be the top motherfucker in here. Here I am saying MF.
But Kelsey did tell Jerry. Kelsey did agree with some of the things that Jerry said, whatever that was.
Yeah. Well, Jerry didn't vote to ban the thing, and even joked during the meeting like, "Hell, I probably should be voting to ban this thing because I have to play these people twice." But it's not illegal based on the rules of the NFL. And if it were to get banned, it's been banned by haters.
Good on Jerry for not being a pizza.
Yeah. I've said this before. Jerry values his role with the NFL far more than he does his role with the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, he understands his role as an ambassador for the league. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame as an executive and as you said, ambassador. This man, the shield is far more important. And this goes back to y'all that don't like, y'all think Jerry don't care about winning. He does, but not nearly as much as making a lot of money, getting a whole lot of pizza, and speaking and being an NFL owner. Being an owner in the NFL is way more important to him than the Cowboys winning. It is. It just is. And it's always been that way. It always had. Jerry loves having so much power in a room full of powerful people. So it says when Jones pointed out potential issues with the play, Jason Kelsey then said he understood what Jerry was talking about and where he was coming from. Multiple sources noted that Pryor, the assistant GM, it was refreshing to hear about a rule and its impact from a player's perspective, which is why they wanted Kelsey out there. Jerry Jones said any play that's out of the ordinary gets extra scrutiny because of the competition. That's the fun part of having these meetings, he said, because here we are, the world champion is the main focus of the tush push, the Eagles, and here we are debating it and having to decide, am I really against the tush push, or do I just not want Philadelphia to have an edge? And as I sit here and fight that, I sit here and fight that too. So Jerry was saying he's torn because the competitor in me and wanting the Cowboys to
a team I play twice a year
win the division, I should be on here saying, no, let's ban that son of a bitch. But when I look at the rules, it's not against the rules. So you want to ban the play. Come up with rules that make it have to be banned.
Shout out to Jerry Jones.
And so the tush push lives. All these NFL owners love to pretend that it's like this equal, egalitarian society. Everybody's equal. Right. Bullshit. We all know who the major players are, and Jerry's one of them for sure.
That was another thing.
Absolutely.
That was funny. Sure. I want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers owner.
Yeah, what an asshole this guy is.
Yeah, he says
Jed York?
Yeah, he says where did it go?
He voted to ban it, right?
Yeah, an hour had passed when San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York asked Lurie how much more shit you need to say.
Oh yeah, he was pissed. I would love to be in here. These powerful ass dudes.
What's the reporter's name?
Wickersham.
Was this supposed to get out? Are the owners okay with this getting out?
Probably not. This was supposed to be
how is he even in there?
These guys think they're like a bunch of bishops and they're electing a new pope.
I wouldn't even
want nothing out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have allowed media in there.
Right.
Jerry just definitely told him all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, somebody fed it to him. I doubt he was in there. Go ahead. But yeah, York was like, you got any more shit you need to say?
NFL needed 24 votes to ban it and only got 22.
Good on the NFL. But that just means next season it's gone.
Yeah.
Because two of those 10 teams that voted to keep it will get beat by it this year and be like, all right, we're done with this shit.
Right. Right. All right, it is in the building. You can donate to us via the Super Chat, which I notice a few of you already have. You can buy us coffees, which is the same thing as tipping our show, but it's a different link that Bookie puts up there, the Buy Me a Coffee link. Buy a membership for only $4.99 a month. You get all of the exclusive members-only material that we do, including swag and stuff like that. You can subscribe to our channel for absolutely free at Love You Hard TV. Subscribe to our partners, Pub Sports Radio, also free, and Anthem TV, the app, also free. All right, and yeah, that's it. Did I get it all in? I want to make sure I got all my people. Oh, yeah, you can listen to us, of course, the audio version on the Believe Podcast Network that includes Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. Indeed.
Let's do it.
Indeed. All right, people, show me the money, Bookie. Go back up there. Show me what we got here.
Jason Garcia, 199. I thought I'd say
Jason.
good morning from Portland. What a game by Indy. And then there's one more.
Hell of a game. Greg Castanuela, 199. Halliburton with the choke sign was badass. Yeah, it was. It was cool. How about my man Tyrese Halliburton? He ran cheeks last night in New York.
He did run some cheeks, but this is what I'll say. I was gonna punch him, but I changed my punch.
Okay.
But I'm punching him not only because he did the choke sign prematurely, because it was a 2, but let's say it was a 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they won the game at the buzzer. It's too early in the series for the Reggie Miller. And I know Reggie Miller was courtside, and I know Reggie loved it. It was a great homage to the great Reggie Miller, but it's too early. He couldn't wait. It's too early in the series. Y'all might lose this series 4-1. You were down 15 in the fourth quarter, which we'll get to, but I think it's just too early in the series for the Reggie Miller choke sign. And if I'm not mistaken, when he did the choke sign, the Knicks ended up winning that series. The Knicks won that series. That was 95-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks won that series, go on to lose to the Houston Rockets in the finals. So that choke sign, while it's legendary, they lost the series. That's all I remember. I know, that we talk a lot about, we seen the video of Michael Jordan go twin legs, crossover bird, goes for 63. Larry Bird said, the only thing I remember about that series is we won it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, choke sign is epic, but you might still lose the series, Halliburton. I love him because he's balling his ass off because his peers said he was overrated. And the Pacers are hell to deal with, and Rick Carlisle can coach. But too early in the series for the choke sign. So I ain't going to punch him, though. I changed my punch.
Carlisle's post-game presser basically was what you just said. We just won a game.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Our guys played great.
I wouldn't have did the choke sign.
This is a war, and this series has 13 days left, is what Carlisle said.
Yeah.
So let's not get all excited here.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Game.
It was cool. It was a great game. It was instant classic.
And it was a prayer of a shot. I've never seen a ball bounce that high.
It bounced up, about 15 feet?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't like you. Is that clutch or is that lucky? That's pretty lucky.
A little bit of both.
He was both. He was both. All right, so I rarely do this, but I went and looked at numbers. I actually stole it from ESPN.com. And then they stole it from the Elias Sports Bureau, so it's okay.
Talk to me.
Until last night, over the last 27 years in the NBA, 27 years.
Until last night, 27 years. I have to say it back to myself to follow. I'm old.
Teams that were trailing by 9 points or more with a minute to play in the fourth quarter of a playoff game
were 100-0.
They were teams that were losing by 9 or more with a minute to play in a playoff game over the course of the last 27 years before last night were 0-1,414. Now it's 1-1,414. It's been 28 years since a team came back from down that much with that little time until Indiana did it last night. So, yeah, Halliburton got wrapped up and went over there and gave the choke signal to the
Bucks. So is that a choke?
The Knicks choked for sure. In Indiana balled out. The Knicks choked. Both are true. The Knicks laid down. I thought the Knicks gave up last night. They thought they had the game won. How you going to do that in a playoff game?
You could tell that the contests were like, okay, we're just trying not to foul. We hope they miss.
You're killing clock.
And Naismith kept hitting. He kept hitting. I mean, we could talk about Halliburton all we want, but without the other kid, Naismith, it doesn't matter.
Oh, he got hot.
He got hot ain't the word. He was on a heater is what they call it. Mm-hmm. That shit was insane. But
absolutely.
I turned it off. You thought it was over? Yeah, then my phone starts going crazy. I start getting, and I turn it back. I'm like, you idiot. That's why you don't turn off a damn sporting event.
And not the way Indiana's playing lately. And the Knicks ought to know better. Ain't none of them kids got any. They have no experience at this level. None of them have played here, and they got a hard ass lesson last night.
Yeah.
So they'll come out. They'll play all 48 minutes in game 2. I'm sure.
As a former Mavs fan, Luka and Jalen, they had something. But I know that the Mavs didn't want to be forced into hiring Brunson, who the Knicks did, hiring Jalen's dad. But Jalen's making a name for himself up there with New York, and he understood that him and Luka understood each other. You know what I mean? They had something. I know they made it to a Western Conference Final and lost to Phoenix in 6, but they were cooking, and the Mavs were like, "Look, you're not going to strong arm us into hiring your pops." But hindsight 2020, obviously, Mike, Jalen and Luka no longer in the Mavs. I still take Jalen and Luka over Kyrie and AD.
You know what? Because Dallas has now won the lottery and gotten so
you know what?
lucky.
Yeah, that's true. I left that part out.
No, it's okay. No, the point is Dallas has gotten so fortunate because they've won the lottery now. How crazy is that? Which adds to the conspiracy theory. Oh, okay. This is what they were bargaining for when they traded Luka. But now that they're going to wind up with Cooper Flag, the narrative up there is slowly starting to change. It's funny what 4 months can do to a man. Nico Harrison, even though it's very lucky, even though he's very fortunate, the view of that team is starting to shift. You're a mathematician, all right? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you, with 10 being the best and 1 being the worst? What would you give Luka Doncic on offense?
I'm gonna go a 9. Only reason why I'm not gonna go 10 is because some of those are bad shots, but as close to a 10 as possible.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Luka Doncic on defense?
3.
Okay.
Because he can play, he just chooses not to.
Okay.
That's why I didn't give him a 0. So 3.
Okay. Based on what you've seen, and I'm asking you to project here, and I know none of us are very good at it, or else we'd all be GMs in pro sports. What do you think Cooper Flag is going to wind up being in the NBA offensively on a scale of 1 to 10, based on what you think and what you've seen?
Strong 7.
Okay. What do you think Cooper Flag is going to be 1 through 10 on defense when he's in his prime?
8. He gives a shit. He
All right.
busts his ass.
All right. You are a man of mathematics. You just told me that Cooper Flag is going to wind up being a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic. That's what you just predicted. Because those two numbers together, and I know I'm making it very simple.
No, I know what you're saying.
If Luka's a 9 on offense and a 3 on defense, that means he's an 11 player. You just
12,
told me. You just told me. Oh yeah, my bad. 12. See, that's why you're the math guy.
No, that's cool.
I got George Bush math.
And Cooper, I gave him a 15, 8 and 7.
Yeah,
right?
You gave him an 8 and a 7. You just told me that Cooper Flag's going to be a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic. The narrative is changing in Dallas because they're going to get Cooper Flag. And if Anthony Davis does not want out, which we've had reports that he wants out, which very well may be the case, he's still a dude that continues to get hurt. Kyrie Irving's out 8-9 more months.
Probably all next season.
Lord knows if he'll ever be the same. Man, it's a if, ands, or buts and all that kind of shit. But if best case scenario, Dallas is a title contender in the next 3 years or less.
If they can keep AD and get Kyrie back healthy,
the
future's bright. A lot of people probably snuck away from their friends and reordered those season tickets that they gave up.
not telling anybody?
They ain't telling nobody.
Yeah, fuck the Mavs. What's that number? What's that number?
Facts.
Hey, maybe in the alley, like buying drugs in the alley, but they're buying Mavs tickets.
But thank God for a great game.
Dude, yeah, thank God for a great game. All right, it is Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building. 7 locations. My boys and girls over at Texas Cheer Liquor. Go into any one of the locations and make sure that you mention In the Building, and you will get yourself a 5% hookup, a 5% discount at all area Texas Cheers, from the one way up in Bernie all the way down. There's one down there. It's right there by High Waves where we're going to be doing our live show.
Yeah, that's 90 in Montgomery.
That little star
Lucky
down
Ranch.
there. Way down there at
That's
the bottom.
Considered that's the Lucky Ranch store.
Lucky Ranch store. All right. Well, that's not far from where we're doing the live show that night.
Right.
So look at that swath. Look at that stretch of territory that our people at Texas Cheer Liquor have. 7 locations. There's got to be one near you at some point. Go to the nearest one and make sure that no matter what you buy, mention In the Building. Let them know that y'all see us. Let them know that y'all see them. Mention us and get yourself a 5% hookup.
And get your lick kits. They're back just in time to go to the river.
Cheer.
Liquor.
All right, let's do some punches. We get violent?
Let's get violent.
All right, it's time to get violent on In the Building.
Now, it's time for People I Want to Punch on In the Building.
All right. It is People I Want to Punch presented by Orlando Kell Law, the official family law man. I've been in the building. You want to go first?
Sure.
Go for it.
I want to punch Texas legislature on the verge of completely banning THC products after the Key House vote.
What did y'all think was going to happen?
I know. I'm like, good Lord. Who am I in? Is it 1925? Is John Wayne walking through the door? Like,
That's what they want.
what are we doing, Mike? And again, you're right. This isn't a surprise. Then it also shouldn't be a surprise that I'm punching them. This would say they voted late Wednesday to give initial approval to a bill that would ban all products containing THC, likely spelling the end for the state's short-lived hemp industry. Now, you got to keep in mind, there's a lot of places that have opened up. There's Texas Cheer Liquor sells some products with THC. I don't know what that means for them. I don't know if they would have to throw all that away. All those little smoke shops.
All of them.
You can only sell vape now. You can't. No more Delta 8. No more Delta 9. Like, dude, how many states are we up to that are legal? I don't know.
30?
30?
30 something.
And that's like legal weed. We're just talking about little THC drinks.
Right.
But yeah, so punch them, man. Punch the Texas legislation for just staying in the Stone Ages. What are we doing?
Hey, Siri. How many states in the United States have legalized marijuana?
I found this on the web.
24.
Here we go. Bam. Legality by state. Do. You know, I blame a lot of people for what's going on.
And it's also us, the people that vote these guys back in, that
Right.
make these decisions. So I got to punch myself too.
Well, of the 40 million people that live in this state, 25 million are eligible to vote, and less than 2% do. And it's the Republicans are
Great
genius.
point.
The Republicans are genius. Let's go do whatever the evangelical Christian church wants us to do. Let's make politics so fucking awful for everybody that they won't want anything to do with politics, and we can just pass all the laws we want. So whose fault is it? Is it the churches?
The voters.
Is it the politicians?
The
is
voters.
It us?
The voters.
It's us.
So punch us too. We're and Mike were riding on the way to Austin, and we see this big billboard. No company, no nothing. It said, down with all the BS.
Yeah.
Keep Texas red for success. Keep Texas red. And me and Mike just looked at each other and started laughing like,
Yeah.
are y'all on the verge of losing? Was the last time, was it close?
No. And they're also, the Republican Party in this state is genius. They fight wars they don't have to, so that way
Right.
they don't have to.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend like the sky's falling, even though we run everything, and we'll continue to run everything.
Yeah. So
They're winners. The Republican Party, they win. They do the things necessary to win. They don't give a shit. Their job, they get elected to win, and that's what they do. That's what they do.
It's a gateway drug, Mike.
Okay. Dude, we have more than half the country is legalized. So only 4 states it's still fully illegal. South Carolina, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Idaho. That's it. Those are the only states where, look at that, Bookie. Perfect. Now, the states in gray,
What are those?
that's CBD and with THC only.
And I think, okay. So they could do CBD and Delta 8, Delta 9.
Yeah.
But Texas just is trying to get to where that ain't even legal.
Yeah, the dark green is legalized. The less dark green is medical and decriminalized. And you
What's
got,
black? That means you could just smoke walking up and down the street.
Well, no, not everywhere. You can't just do that. It's kind of like smoking ordinances. You can't smoke.
Yeah, no, I
you
mean,
can't
if you're legal to, like, let's say I'm on the Southtown patio in the black state,
No
I
problem.
can fire up a joint.
No problemo. Go for it.
It's all on
All
the
you
west.
want. All you want.
And far right,
Northeast
far
and
east.
Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan. The point here, there's 4/5 of the state in this country have either legalized it fully or decriminalized it. We have not decriminalized it, but we're cool with THC as long as it's infused to sort. I don't know all the strains.
I don't know the loophole on that.
Gabby
shit.
Cab, I'm sure, is an expert on all
He
of it.
knows.
The point is, we fucking suck. That's the point. So I'm right there with you on that point.
But we, as in the voters,
we're a gray state where it's legal in certain batches when it's mixed with other shit. They're getting ready to wipe that off. We're going to turn orange here any day now.
Oh, so
it's going to go to full illegal, and you're going to have more kids rotting in jails in this state that we can't afford to pay the fucking taxes on over some weed.
Preach, Mike.
And that's bullshit.
Preach,
Your
Mike.
punch is great. Speaking of,
who you punching?
talking about, give me some.
Give me some.
God dang it. All right. I want to punch, and Rudy and I did not confer on today's punches. We
No.
never do. I like it when we don't tell each other.
Me too.
I want to punch Prabowo Subianto. Where's my punch sound effect? I don't get no effect.
Damn, come
I don't
on,
get no,
Jose.
again, we need to get an intern in here. I want to punch Prabowo Subianto.
Okay.
All right.
Who is he and what
guess
had happened?
I guess I ain't getting no punch.
No,
he
you
is
get
the
nothing.
he is the president of Indonesia. Have you guys seen
Oh,
this story?
shit. This is a crazy story. Yes, I have.
This is the stuff that like it just breaks your heart. But
gotta know-
however,
you gotta
he
know the
did
laws,
know.
Mike.
He did know.
He plays ball over
He
there.
broke him anyway. All right.
Go ahead.
So there's a guy, he's 34 years old. His name is Jared Shaw. He played basketball in high school up in Dallas, up at Carter High School in Dallas, and wound up with a full scholarly to Oklahoma State, Bouquet's alma mater, one of them. Wound up transferring after 2 years and wound up playing at Utah State.
Saw that.
Was a 4-star player coming out of Dallas Carter.
Wow.
Was a starter for sure. Was like all conference and shit at Utah State. Solid player, but not an NBA guy. Wound up bouncing around Euro leagues, wound up playing in Asian leagues, just playing overseas, making money playing hoops. Wound up playing. Too late now, playing. Now it's out. No,
Yeah.
see, and it's worse when you do it later
Yeah.
because it pisses me off. That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, let it go, dog.
It either has to be timed perfectly or don't do it. All right. So
I agree.
this guy winds
tough.
up bouncing around all over Europe, bouncing around all over Asia, but he's hooping. He's getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
He winds up playing in the Indonesian Basketball League. Who knew that there was an Indonesian Basketball League?
I didn't.
Not me. Got popped a few weeks ago, had 130 gummies in his apartment. The feds in Indonesia raided his apartment, pulled out 130 gummies. He's selling them. He's distributing them. He's facing, this kid Derek Shaw, I'll call him a kid, he's 34. Derek Shaw of Dallas, Texas, is facing the death penalty over THC
I think
gummies.
it's by like where they put you on your knees, handcuff you behind your
Firing squad.
death by firing
Yeah.
squad.
Firing squad. We have countries. This is for you fuckers that bag on this country all the time. Go live in Indonesia and go spend a year in Indonesia and let me know how terrible America is. Hit me up. They're getting ready to shoot this fucking guy over gummies.
Shoot him.
Over gummies.
See, okay.
This Damian Lillard tweeted about this a couple of days ago.
He did. What did he say?
He's just devastated. He's super pissed. So Damian Lillard had this rejoinder on Twitter. I read it. It's long. And basically, I was like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. We need to rise up and go get this guy. President Trump should go get this guy out of Indonesia the way he got Brittany Griner's ass out of Russia.
Well, the difference with look,
No one knows this guy, so he's going to die. It's bullshit.
I don't want this young man to die, but I also know I watched Lock It Up Abroad. And when you go to these other countries, you have to know.
I know.
Now, Brittany was just smoking. And I'm not saying that you should die by firing squad for selling gummies either.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do it in Indonesia and you know how strict they are, and then you have 130 and you're selling them, it's a different ball game.
I know.
And I don't want them to die, but I don't want them to get them killed. But you got to know what you're dealing with when you go into these other places.
Correct.
This ain't. Hell, remember the ball, bro. Remember the one with no
Angelo.
talent.
Yeah.
The ball with no talent. He got caught stealing overseas, and they were wanting to keep his ass locked up forever. They had to pull all types of strings to get Jello, the rapper. Jello almost got left overseas for stealing Louis Vuitton shit. So when you go to other countries, man, this ain't America where they just slap you on the hand and release you.
Mm-hmm.
Your ass ended up getting shot.
I remember, Jose, you probably don't remember it, but you may remember this, Rudy. It's probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There was this little jackass on vacation, American kid, probably 20 years old, and he's over in Singapore.
Oh, the
And
lashes kid.
Partying and wilding out, and decided to key some cars. The judge sentenced him to a cane pole punishment.
He got caned.
He got caned. It was either, 6 months in prison or a caning. And he's like, I got to get home. I can't stay here 6 months. I'll lose my job. So he took the cane. They bent this kid over something. They probably have some sort of.
Yeah, you put your arms out and you bend over and they hold you down.
Yeah, they've got some sort of method they do it. They took a giant bamboo cane and literally whipped this kid's ass. It was so bad, he had to be hospitalized for like a week.
Oh, that's how bad the cane was?
You talk about running cheeks. His cheeks, it looked like a bunch of baked potatoes sliced open with all the fixings coming out. His butt cheeks. It was bad. He got infection. It was bad. Know their law. Me and Nina have talked about this. If all of a sudden the Saudi Arabian prince decides they want to start a live tour for podcasters, hey, Rudy, Mike, we give you $5 million, come do podcasts. We're going to do it because we need the money, but Nina's going to wear a scarf. And she ain't going to drive.
No.
I'm going to obey all the laws.
I'm going to obey the laws if I go
That's
into
correct.
somebody else. It's the same thing you go into somebody else's home. Like, Jose, if you ever come to my home, don't touch my remote and don't sit in my seat.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll kick your ass.
I had this much sympathy for
I have
Brittany Griner.
some.
For Brittany Griner, I had a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's like, lady, it's absurd that I'm getting 10 years in prison because of oil. Yeah, but you knew that. You knew that. So this guy knew that. He's an idiot. He was trying to sell it. Got popped, but death penalty? Come over weed.
No.
Jesus.
That's what I'm saying.
Insane.
You can't. You got to know what you did. And you're right, Mike. He knew. And not only it's not like he got caught with 10 because he used them to sleep. Then I'd be like, damn, I feel bad. But
it was distributing. Yeah.
What are you thinking about on your knees, handcuffed, 4 guns pointed at you?
Yeah, my life's ending at 34 years old because of gummies. Old people pop gummies here in Texas just to get some sleep.
Trump,
this guy's literally going to get executed.
Trump ain't going to get him.
No. You know why? Because it doesn't serve Trump anything. It served, was it Biden the one that got Griner out? Was it Biden?
Did we trade him for
I think it was Brittany. It was Trump.
Yeah, was it Trump? Yeah. No, it was Biden, I think.
Biden,
Y'all help us out. He traded Brittany Griner for
a spy, didn't he?
The world's most notorious arms dealer over a basketball player.
Which is insane.
That's insane.
Thank God she was famous.
Over political reasons. Yeah, thank God she was famous.
This dude ain't famous enough.
Yeah, and
which is a messed up thing to say.
It's unfortunate. And I ain't trying to read Brittany Griner's book. I don't have any sympathy. Your ass knew the law. Yeah. It's a terrible law, but you knew it. You were in fucking Russia.
And you weren't going to get killed. You just have to sit. You have to do some time, but you weren't going to. This guy's getting killed.
Yeah, most likely. They haven't come down with the sentencing yet. Hopefully because he's an American, they decide they don't want to deal with the trouble in case this because it is getting legs now. The media's picked up on this story. Damian Lillard's tweeting about it. Other guys are. Maybe the Singaporean government will just, you know what? You're banned from our country for life. Don't ever come back here. I'm sure he'd be like, cool, I'll take that deal. I will never come back here. You have my word. I promise. Never come back. It's insane.
Yeah, I did see that story. Crazy story.
Greg's in the building, $1.99. Once you go gummy, you get the gunny.
Too much.
That's
Greg.
Unfortunate.
Come on, Greg.
Orlando Kill brings us people I want to punch each and every day. You got a punch, Bouquet?
No, I had a great week. Shouts me.
You have had a great week.
He's winning his bets. That's the only reason why he's saying that shit.
Yeah, I didn't fuck up the live show.
If and when a relationship breaks down, it's highly unfortunate. But divorce, hey, it is what it is. 50% of you boys watching our show right now, if you're married, 50% of you will not be married within 5 years.
That's horrible to say, but the numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. 50% of you married guys watching our show right now will not be married in 5 years. And if you have kids, it will ruin you financially. Ruin you.
Mike said that shit with his chest. Or two.
Yeah.
Love you hard. Yeah. Love you hard, brother.
Yeah. How come men make $1.50 more an hour? Because you get the kids and all the money if we get divorced. Because if a motherfucker's breaking in our house, I got to go take care of it. Because if we're on a cruise ship and the motherfucker sinks, you get to get on the rowboat. My ass don't. That's why I make $1.50 more an hour. Do not let divorce ruin you. That's where guys like Orlando Kell come in and take care of business. 26 years OK's been practicing family law in the great state of Texas, and he's got no inclination to stop or slow down anytime soon. He is a young man. He is a baller. I've seen him in courtroom. I've seen him in action. He is the bomb. If you need a family lawyer on your side, our guy is Kell. 210-775-4995. You can email him directly, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com.
Love You Hard TV's own Baseline Bums podcast are a bunch of drug dealers. They say 132 ain't that many. Only way you think that's not a lot is if you sell drugs. They clearly sold drugs at Texas Tech. 132 of anything is a lot. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That ain't even that many. Y'all was selling dope up in Lubbock.
All right, Bookie.
What's up?
You have had a good week.
He has, Mike.
But as you're learning by working with me, this is how I parent, by the way. This is not personal. You know, you can do 32 things good in a row, but if you fuck up that 33rd time, you're going to get told about it, you know? I just don't let my kids off the hook because they got equity built up, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
All right. So
You sound like my wife.
and I'm to be honest with you, Jose, I'm a little bit. So right now on that run sheet, it says PBR video. And you did an amazing job on this video.
You
I'm
and Carlos.
super proud to show this. Make sure the volume's turned up. Okay.
Sure.
Make sure they can hear it and see it.
Yes.
All right. Are you confident that this is going to work great?
I'm like 65%.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, dog. Then let's not do it, boo.
No, we got it.
At some point, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
We got it. Hey, we got it.
Because here's the thing.
Then we look like assholes, not you.
No, it's ready.
No. Okay, fine. See, let's just have a production meeting right here in front of everybody. And this goes back to Jim Bob, to LG, to Dingus, to Frosty. I've always said, everybody loves the bits and they love the drops and the fun. But the thing, I love bits. I love playing video and I love quality audio if we execute it properly. The thing that makes me literally angry is when you try to be funny and you fuck it up. You know what I mean?
Then it ruins the joke. Then it's buried forever.
That's correct. You cannot fake the funny. There's so many radio shows and talk show hosts all over the country that try to fake the funny. You can't. I can't stand people that fake funny or fuck up bits. You know, I guess I'm being a dick,
No, you're not.
but I don't mind if we fuck up content when we're just shooting the breeze. If we're wrong on man, I don't care about that. But you did such a good job on this, dude. Let's make sure. So are we 100% sure now? It's
Volume
gonna
and
kick ass?
everything, not just video.
65 is telling. I'm not going to play it if it's only
I'm
65.
gonna put my headphones on.
Okay.
And I better hear
All
this
right.
shit.
Sure. Do you guys want yourselves on screen?
No,
That's another
I
question.
want
And the
people to see the
levels are
full
going to
quality.
be good. How long is this whole thing?
2.
It's like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't normally run 2-minute videos, but y'all, this is what Bouquet and his brother Carlos put together for us the other night in Austin. It's really good. Fun within the building at ACL Live on Love You Hard TV.
Good job, sir.
This is the legendary home of Austin City Limits. A historic venue built for music's best will now meet the next generation of bull riding's best.
Yeah.
Look at that. Everybody's giving you credit. Good job,
Okay,
Bookie.
you
Good
did
job,
it. We did it, mijo.
Good job. Well, good job shooting the video, first off.
Oh, man. Thanks.
Taking time out of your day, and then you execute it. And then you execute it on the show.
I
Yeah,
just need to
man.
fuck up once, and then I'll figure it out,
And that's okay, and I get that. I do. But then after you do the once, that's it.
Yeah.
Then that's cool. You
Yeah,
get
perfect.
you get the mulligan.
The music
very
fit.
good.
Yeah, the hardest thing about editing for me is just finding music that goes along with it.
Right.
So, yeah.
You're a great editor, Jose.
Thanks.
Is that your jam? The editing side more than the shooting side?
I would much rather edit than shoot, yes. That's
And
why
you know what? That's lets me know you're weird because most people in production hate editing, but your weird ass prefers to edit.
Yeah.
LG loved to shoot,
No.
hated to edit.
It's cool to be out there and such, but I'd rather just be like, wow, this is all cool, and then just deal with it all later, yeah.
Xavier's in here. Wow, great video. A Memorial Day miracle. Bouquet pulls off a bill. Mike looked bloated as hell. Did I look bloated? Nah.
It was about three of us in there. It was about
good
I
time.
counted three. I counted three brothers, and we all made eye contact.
Good job.
Yeah.
Big Al gave us money.
What'd he say?
I said something about you, Rudy. Go back up. Thank you, Big Al. $5. Shout out to In the Building. Rudy definitely knows the ins and outs of trapping.
I do have friends that have gone away, died, are in jail, retired from trapping, and now they're truck drivers. All my former drug dealer homies are truck drivers now. I do know the ins and outs of trapping, but I knew I wasn't built for jail, so I never sold drugs.
What the
I
hell-
had plenty of opportunities
Time out. You talking to 09 Mike over here. What the hell's trapping?
selling drugs.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. I know some trappers.
Yeah, of course you do. We all know some trappers.
No, they catch animals.
I didn't sell drugs. I know I wasn't built.
funny.
I ain't built for jail.
That's funny. Slaughter's in here. The Texas Rattlers. That was dope.
He loved the names and the logos.
Yeah, that's a Fort Worth-based team, which I'm not a fan of. I'm an Austin Gamblers
I'm a
man.
gambler.
I'm a Gamblers man, absolutely. Greg back in here in the building, $4.99. Nice work, Bookie. Ran that video's cheeks. All right, see? We're grown men. When you do well, you get told nice job. When you fuck it up, you get yelled at. That's how it goes.
That's simple.
That's that simple.
I'd much rather be told that I fuck it up though than get a compliment. Compliments make me want to set myself on
I
fire.
can tell, but so here's the here's the
So
thing.
weird.
But you get mulligans, but then I expect
Now this is the bar.
I
This is
expect
the
it to be
bar.
good from now on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that was great, dude. Thank you. Nice work to Bouquet. Thank you to and again, thanks to the PBR and the Austin Gamblers who had us up. And we couldn't have been treated nicer, and they couldn't have been more accommodating.
They
and I
fed us,
appreciate it. It was
everything.
great.
It was
yeah,
good.
yeah. They
Yeah,
gave
good
us.
food.
And when we were done with our show, we got to stay and watch the draft. We were VIP sitting there. We were literally amongst all the teams that were drafting.
Yeah, because the teams that were drafting, there wasn't a war room. The teams that were drafting had tables,
Yeah.
and I think we were by Missouri and Florida, literally right next to them.
Yeah, right next to them. You could see them all like scrambling at people on their phones and iPads, and they were whispering, and
Yep.
it was pretty cool to be a fly
Yeah.
on that wall. So that's kick-ass.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that very nice work, Bouquet. You did a good job. All right, GC Roofing and Construction also
My
does
boys.
a very, 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 very good job, and so does Lone Star Nano Services. They are in cahoots together, these two companies. So
Did
they
you hang out with
basically-
them yesterday?
I went and played golf with
Who
Russ.
all went out? Just Russ
as
and,
far as guys, you know Russ.
and the guy G or Q or
Blue.
was it the Blue.
Blue.
Blue and Russ
Yeah. Oh, and there was an 82-year-old guy with us named Charlie.
probably hit the ball a mile.
Okay. First of all, because my pride's hurt,
Oh no.
he was hitting from the senior tees,
Of course.
and he stomped my ass. Charlie,
That-
82. That's my new hero, Charlie, in Pleasanton. We were at Pleasanton Country Club.
Beautiful golf club.
Have you played it?
I've seen it online.
Okay. Had a good time. And I got my not that I'm any good at golf. It ain't hard to beat me, but an 82-year-old man
They're just steady.
in the heat.
They just hit it down the middle
Right
every
down the
time.
middle.
Every time.
Yeah.
Slowest swing ever, not swinging hard at all.
Yeah.
Right down the middle.
And I'm walking way the fuck down here to the left.
So you did play though.
Hey, I played.
Good.
Yeah, I played. Yeah, I played 18. Golly, it was humbling, and it was also motivational. I want to be Charlie when I'm 82 years old. Being able to walk a golf course in the Texas heat
That's awesome.
and kick young dudes' ass that are 50 years old. That was awesome. So shout out to GC for having us out to play some golf yesterday. And more importantly, they will come to your house and take care of your roof. Sometimes your roof may not need to get replaced. No problem. That's where Lone Star Nano Services come in. They treat roofs. They spray that love sauce on there, and it preserves the roof by 10 to 15 years in length. Or sometimes, hey, just had massive tornadoes all up and down the Midwest. Y'all see these? Lots of people got killed. It was terrible.
Awful.
We're still probably due for a few more storms before we get into the dead of summer. If you need a roofing company, or at least someone to come take a look at your roof because you think it may need to get replaced, GC Services Roofing, serving the greater San Antonio all the way down to Corpus Christi and back. It is GC Services Roofing and or Lone Star Nano Services. Shout out to our guys at GC and Lone Star. Okay. I love a good manhunt. I love jailbreaks. I love jailbreaks and shipwrecks. I love when ships wreck, and I love jailbreak stories.
Sure.
What's up, Molly?
I am enthralled. We got the hey, what's up, girl? She likes the black man. I am enthralled with this Louisiana this Louisiana jailbreak story. All right.
What happened? What's the latest?
Well, so the manhunt continues in Louisiana. There's 5 remaining knuckle draggers that broke. There were 10 total that broke out of jail last week. 5 are still on the lam. We've had multiple arrests for people helping them, girls.
10 grand. I'd do it.
The massive manhunt goes on. 2 women have been arrested. A woman named Courtney Harris and another woman, Carvante Baptiste. Baptiste, that's an old Cajun French name. For their roles in helping these inmates who broke free in the early morning on May 16. Harris and Baptiste joined jail maintenance worker Sterling Williams, who has also been arrested. So 3 arrests, a jailhouse employee, and 2 girls for helping assholes when they got out. Police said in a statement that Harris, the 32-year-old, was in phone contact with one of the inmates before the escape. So she knew he was getting ready to escape and provided a car for him. She parked a car and told him where it was so he can get the car and get out of there. She's been busted. Her boyfriend's still on the loose. He's free now. She's locked up. The other girl, Baptiste, she made phone and social media contact with one of the dudes, like a dumbass. And they both got popped. Corey Boyd, he got popped. He got rearrested, and his girlfriend's in jail with him, too. He's 20, she's 38. Interesting. Now, the jailhouse worker says, hey, it ain't my fault. They made me do it. So the jailhouse worker, his name is Sterling Williams. He says,
I think he has a good case.
They threatened my life. They said they were going to shank me if I didn't do it. Well, all they wanted him to do was turn the water off behind the commode.
And guess what?
So they could take the commode out.
They're lifers. They have nothing to lose by killing him. So I think he has a great case.
I do too.
He has a great case.
The 2 girlfriends, they've been helping.
But you know what? It's something to say about that, Mike. And I'm glad you brought up the women helping them. Because like these dudes that get involved in this life, you got all these homies, right? You got all these homies, your boys, your boys. When you go to court to get sentenced, your boys are nowhere to be found. It's your mom, your grandma, and your lady. You're on the run because you escaped prison. None of them homies that you did all the shit to get you put in jail are helping you. You know who's there to help you?
Your girls.
Your lady. So if you get you a good one, dudes ain't shit.
Yeah.
Dudes ain't worth the fuck, man.
No.
They do. Your boys, my ace, I would never snitch on him. Mother, father, nowhere to be found when you get sentenced. He ain't sending you no money for your commissary. And he ain't helping you if you escape. But your lady be right there, man. Women are crazy to a fault for us. For us. You know what I mean? Like, They look around like when they fall, if they love you and they with you, they help you escape from jail. None of them dudes you did crimes with. Well, hey, man, don't be calling my phone, dawg. You know they got this shit tape. You know they looking for you. Bye.
Yeah. How many songs have been released over the years? Dudes shouting out their ladies for looking after things while they were locked up. And staying true, staying loyal.
Gucci Man said he gave his girl $2 million when he went to prison. When he got out, she had flipped it to $7 million off investments and shit. So he's loyal to her forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. What was it? Erykah Badu. What you gonna do when they
love
come
Erykah
for
Badu.
you?
Dallas's own.
What you gonna do when they come for you? And talking about how I'm gonna be stuck here with the kids because you're gonna get popped at some point. Singing to her boyfriend, this fool's he's gonna get caught at some point out here trapping. I got me a new word. It's my new word of the day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go use trapping all day long in Alamo Heights today. Everywhere I go, how you doing? I was out here trapping.
Yeah.
I'll take a matcha.
when I got arrested getting off the cruise ship in Florida, all my homies flew back home. My wife stayed.
Of course. Well, she okay. To be fair, she loves you. She's also fucking stuck to your ass with paper.
Yeah, we'd only been married a year. She
Y'all are
been
sharing taxes.
Yeah, all my boys was like, "Hey, man,
good luck."
I'm
praying for you, bro.
If I change my flight, that's gonna cost me $600.
Yeah, then my wife's gonna be mad at me for helping you.
Yeah.
Damn, what a scenario. Golly.
I
five
love my
still on
friends.
the
I
loose.
ain't 5 of them still out.
2 of them are murder suspects.
I would be in Mexico.
Well, they're probably trying.
But it's hard to get into Mexico. Ain't Mexico watching us? Like, we can't get into there either, can
I
we?
think getting in is a little easier than coming back. Yeah, I think so. Golly, man. Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. That's Baduism. I love it.
Appreciate
Texas.
you,
Thank you, man. All right, what else today? Shout out to my Dallas Stars. Hey,
what happened? What's going on? Update me. I missed it. I was
Last
too worried about the
That's
freaking
okay.
Pacers.
I'll cover the whites. You cover the blacks.
I like it. Let's go.
Okay. One time, I want you to tune into the pregame.
I promise.
I'm going to tell you why. Because the NHL on NBC, they have 4 guys in their pregame, right? 2 of them are former black players.
Nice. Was it the one that the black? What's his name?
I think Anson Carter's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want it. Oh God, who's the other one? Y'all can help me out. I know it's Anson Carter's one of them. Is it Jerome McGinley? I think there's 2 of the 4 pregame broadcasters, the black guys.
Appreciate the DEI.
Because the NHL champions its black players.
Yeah, you have.
Geez, we got another black guy in the league. Yeah, lifetime contract, eh?
We need some of them over here. We need some of them athletes over here skating.
10 years, $14 million a year to do analyze. And by the way, they're really great broadcasters.
Right.
I'm just kidding. It's fun.
We're having fun, right?
Last night, Game 1, Stars Edmonton. It's a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals.
Nice.
We get our ass kicked all night. It's 3-1 going into the third and final period. All right. The Stars score 5 straight goals
in the third.
In the third. All right. Now, last year when we played Edmonton, we went 0 for 34 in the power play. You know what a power play is?
Yeah, when one man down.
Yeah. You should be able to. You have a higher
probability.
We should score 5 on 4. 0 for 34 last year in this series. Last night, 3 of the 5 goals we scored in the third were power play goals. Had 3 straight in a row. Edmonton completely shit the bed, and Dallas just got boom, boom, boom. 5 goals in a 10-minute span.
I like it.
And Dallas,
who has home ice?
Dallas does.
Okay.
So and Dallas.
How was that scene?
Yeah,
fucking
it
crazy.
Was incredible. And the Stars win 6-3. But like Rick Carlisle said,
it's one game.
It's a 13-day series. Let's not have a jerk off session just yet.
Not yet.
Let's not
have a teenage boy wet dream to bring the show full circle.
Let's watch the choke to watch it to bring it back full circle. Shout out to my Dallas Stars. All right, that's it. We're done.
That's it. Shit. Pour a little out. Hey, pour a little out for Jim Irsay too before we leave.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's all good. Shout out to Jim Irsay. Hold up. Let me take a shot for Jim Irsay.
Let me say this. He was a cool guy. A lot of people liked him. He was a fun guy. However,
I like the however.
His daddy gave him that team. Okay,
I'm listening.
He was a fucking drunk, and as he got older, he stayed in trouble. He had 2 or 3 times where he got.
You know who I am.
They're having to knock on the window. Excuse me, sir. We need you to wake up and move your car off the road. He was a mess.
Yeah.
And so I'm not surprised that finally at 65, which is not old, his heart's like, yeah, we're out. His heart blew up.
Damn.
So that all being said, thoughts and prayers to the Irsay family. Yeah. It's hard to, he was a wild motherfucker.
He was.
So of course he died early, and he was a party animal. He was Stephen Jones.
No, you ain't lying.
He was Stephen Jones, but I would argue Stephen has his shit together way more than Jimmy Irsay ever did.
Yeah, Stephen might tie one on, but it's professional.
Yeah, Stephen keeps it professional. All right, tomorrow we'll do this all over again. I wanted to talk about something tomorrow, in addition to all the other breaking stuff that happens between now and then. the steroid games. Have you heard about this shit?
Yes.
The enhancement games.
Let's talk about
I have
that.
some takes on the enhancement
too.
games. All right, let's do that and other things tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of this one. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Muchas gracias, Jose Bouquet, the man of the hour with that beautiful video. I'm going to send that to the gamblers right now. I think they'll love it. They'll like it.
They'll love that.
All right, that's it. We're done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Jeff and his team at Pub Sports Radio, Anthem TV. Thank you. Watch the Baseline Bums. Watch In Motion, our other show we just dropped this week on Love You Hard TV. We'll see y'all back in here mañana at 10 a.m. Love you hard. Bye.